There are two kinds of people. Those who scream and faint at the mere sight of these eight-legged monsters we call spiders, and those who secretly hope a radioactive one will give them a ticket to swing between skyscrapers. We know that most people are more likely to be part of the first category and would love it if they got the chance to never cross paths with spiders ever again. But could it be a good thing if they all disappeared starting tomorrow? Well, maybe not. And we're gonna see the shit show of what the world would be without spiders. Unbeknownst to many, spiders are actually the unsung rock stars of the ecosystem. With a lineup of over 45,000 species, they're more diverse than the cast of a Netflix new show. From the adorably tiny jumping spiders who could leap over your petty fears, to the Goliath bird eater, which sounds like it's compensating for something. These arachnids are the bouncers of the bug world. But we owe more to spiders than just being natural bug repellent. For example, scientific advancements. One of the most remarkable contributions to humanity and the environment, spider silk. This isn't just your average webbing, it's a material that could revolutionize medicine and technology. Spider silk is like the superhero of materials, stronger than steel, yet incredibly lightweight and biodegradable. It's like nature looked at your environmental problems and said, "Hold my beer, I got something up my butt to solve all of this." This extraordinary material has potential applications that could change the game in everything, from medical sutures to bulletproof vests. Now I guess you see why you can't easily get out of a Spider-Man's web. Another great thing that spiders produce is venom. Not Spider-Man's alter ego, I'm talking about spider venom. While it might make some of us more anxious than your average teenager, researchers are looking at spider venom like a treasure chest of medical miracles. This venom contains compounds that could lead to breakthroughs in treating diseases such as chronic pain, strokes, and heart attacks. But what happens when these web-slinging warriors decide to ghost us? A world where spiders have said, "Fuck it," and left the building. Without these eight-legged freaks, we're about to witness an insect rave that makes the wildest frat party look like a quaint tea gathering. Here's the sheer badassery of spiders. Be careful not to fall out of your chairs, sofa, couch, or toilet you're sitting on, because these guys are munching on 400 to 800 million tons of insects annually. That's like 2 times the entire population of the United States in bugs every year. If spiders had any money, you could open an insect restaurant and become a gazillionaire in weeks. It's not just about the quantity, it's the quality of these arachnid assassins. Spiders are nature's own pest control commandos. They take out the insects that are basically tiny terrorists, spreading disease, ruining crops, and generally being a nuisance. Without them, we're looking at a world where mosquitoes and their disease-ridden gang are running berserk. For those who are already loving the idea of eating insect steaks to replace good old meat ones, you won't be disappointed, as there are an estimated 10 quintillion individual insects buzzing around. That's 1 followed by 30 zeros. You'll have more bugs on your plate than you ever wanted. It's like being on a never-ending episode of Fear Factor, except there's no Joe Rogan to crack jokes, and the only prize is not dying from a bug-borne disease. Without spiders, your home is about to turn into the hottest insect nightclub since the dawn of time, and they're about to party harder than a rock star with an unlimited supply of blow. And your pantry is the VIP lounge. No more spiders also means huge loss of biodiversity. And this is not just about spiders themselves, but about all the other animals that feed on them. Several species of birds are reliant on spiders for their dinner, like bluebirds, wrens, sparrows, blackbirds, and crows. No spiders mean their diet would change more than Gwyneth Paltrow's. But birds aren't the only ones that love themselves a spider buffet. Animals like lizards, shrews, frogs, and other toads. Even some species of spiders eat other spiders, but since those would disappear as well, I guess it wouldn't be such a big deal. Basically, the loss of spiders would send shockwaves through the food chain, affecting a diverse range of species that would trigger a domino effect where the fall of one leads to the destabilization of many. Birds couldn't eat spiders, which would lead to their extinction, which would lead to the extinction of cats or other predators, and so on. And God knows how much we love cats, especially on the internet. So for the sake of half the online content out there, no, not that kind of content, we need to save spiders. The biodiversity impact of a world without spiders is like pulling the cornerstone out of an arch. The whole structure collapses. While some species will suffer harshly from lack of spiders, a lot of species will enjoy their new undisturbed lives, like bugs and insects who enjoy interfering with our farming process. Every year, insects cause mayhem in our farms and crops, and here are some of the culprits. Aphids, those tiny Draculas of the plant world. They can reproduce so rapidly that one aphid could theoretically spawn 1 billion bloodsuckers in a season. They rack up a whopping 1 to 2 billion in crop damage annually in the US alone. Without spiders, this number could skyrocket faster than your blood pressure during tax season. Aphids don't just suck plant sap, they also excrete honeydew, leading to mold growth. It's like they throw a sticky, destructive house party on your plants. And you're footing the bill. Then there are caterpillars, the not-so-innocent butterflies in waiting. They're like the locusts of the Lepidoptera world, causing about $40 billion in damage and control costs annually in the US. Imagine how much more that number could be without our 8-legged friends as caterpillars munch through crops like a hot knife through butter, turning lush greenery into a buffet of devastation. But the worst one might be the locusts. They swarm crops and devour fields in minutes. In 2020, East Africa faced a biblical-style plague that would make any believer think that God was punishing them. These weren't just any swarms, they were monstrous gatherings with up to 80 million locusts stretching across kilometers and eating the same amount of food per day as 35,000 people. Now, if these locusts decided to shift their focus north and invade a part of Europe, like Gibraltar, a small British overseas territory with a population of 32,000 people, that means that each person in Gibraltar would have to fight off 2,500 locusts in order to win. I honestly don't know what's stopping locusts from becoming subjects of the English crown, because there's no way Gibraltar people can beat those odds. The damage caused by those locusts was a catastrophe, as it caused serious damages that were estimated to be $8.5 billion. To counter those literal zerg, we would need to multiply the usage of pesticides, which is already a subject of debate for some people today, as we already rely heavily on them with a market valued at around $60 billion. But pesticides aren't just pricey, they're an environmental and health nightmare. Increased pesticide use can lead to soil and water contamination, harm non-target species, and pose health risks to humans, like Jake Paul energy drink. Since I mentioned health risks, you know what's fun? That's right, diseases! Without our arachnid amigos, we're not just talking about a bug invasion, we're setting the stage for a disease rave. Spiders, the unsung heroes in the battle against bug-borne illnesses, play a crucial role in keeping those disease-spreading party animals in check. But do you know who are the main antagonists who could prosper in a spiderless world? First up, mosquitoes. These tiny vampires are more than just a nuisance at your summer barbecue. They're like flying hypodermic needles, spreading diseases faster than a rumor in a high school hallway. Malaria, Zika, West Nile virus, yellow fever, dengue, chikungunya. These are just a few of their greatest hits. The World Health Organization estimates that in 2022, there were an estimated 249 million malaria cases and 608,000 malaria deaths in 85 countries, and of course, most of them due to mosquitoes. To this day, mosquitoes are considered the deadliest animal on Earth, and also the most annoying. Especially when they come buzzing next to your ears during the night. God damn it! Next on the list, ticks. Ticks are responsible for spreading Lyme disease, which can cause symptoms ranging from a mild rash to full-blown neurological problems. It's like playing Russian roulette with your health every time you take a walk in the woods. And let's not forget the flies. These aren't just your average picnic crashers. They're like the FedEx of diseases, delivering a package of pathogens right to your doorstep. Flies can spread diseases like Salmonella and E. coli, turning your dream of a backyard cookout into a gastrointestinal nightmare. Without spiders, the cost of managing these disease vectors could skyrocket. We're talking about ramping up public health measures, increasing medical expenses, and potentially losing billions in productivity due to illness. In the grand scheme of things, spiders are like the free security service we all took for granted. Without them, we're about to pay premium prices for pest control, healthcare, and environmental cleanup. But spiders aren't the only helpers against swarms of insects we have in the wild, even if they do help a lot. Another big player are frogs, toads, and anything that might be associated with the "It's Wednesday, my dudes" meme. What would happen if they were to disappear? Well, let's just say the image is worth 1,000 words.
What about you? Would you rather live in a world without spiders and enjoy the end of your arachnophobia? Or are you now gonna raise a tarantula to defend yourself against bugs? Let me know in the comments. You can also spread the word and help dispel the myth that spiders are a victim of.